It is the 96th minute in Houston. A single ball is suspended just outside the Japanese penalty area, and Brazil, the favorites to win it all, are seconds away from a round of 32 exit. This wasn't supposed to be the script. Japan entered this knockout match on a 10-game unbeaten streak, having built a reputation for defensive discipline that few teams in the 2026 World Cup could match. The breakthrough came at the 29th minute mark. Kaishu Sano intercepted a loose pass in midfield, charged into the open grass, and tucked a low shot into the corner to put Japan ahead. Sano's goal was the result of a meticulously planned structural trap. Japan had spent the opening half-hour baiting Brazil into a specific area of the pitch, only to snap the formation shut. To protect that lead, Japan collapsed into a 5-4-1 defensive shape. This tactical map shows the reality Brazil faced: a dense cluster of 9 outfield players occupying the central lanes, effectively capping the middle of the pitch. This formation targeted the heart of the Brazilian attack. Brazil builds their offense through the middle, relying on Vinicius Jr. to drift inside as a secondary forward to finish moves. Japan's system neutralized that threat. Takahiro Tomiyasu mirrored every inward run, while Ritsu Doan dropped back to obstruct the channels Vinicius needed. By halftime, the blockade was total. Brazil generated 0 big chances, finishing with a dismal 0.35 expected goals. When an opponent successfully erases the center of the battlefield, the game stops being about talent and starts being a problem of geometry. Inside the locker room, Carlo Ancelotti had to solve a paradox. He needed to find a way to score in a center that no longer existed. Ancelotti's answer was double width. This tactical map shows Brazilian wingers and fullbacks abandoning the middle to hug the touchlines. By staying on the perimeter, they pulled the Japanese defensive line apart. Every meter a defender moved outward opened new space. This shift physically expanded the dimensions of the pitch. Brazil was no longer trying to pass through the wall. They were forcing the wall to stretch until it began to crack. Stretching the defense created a vacuum in the box. As Japan's line widened to cover the wings, Brazil's central midfielders finally found the room to advance into the penalty area. To exploit this, Ancelotti brought on Endrick at halftime, giving Brazil a physical focal point to occupy the defenders in that newly opened space. Brazil replaced their intricate ground game with a relentless aerial assault. They threw 28 crosses into the box in the second half, turning the match into a game of physical attrition. In the 56th minute, the pressure told. A deep cross found the back post, where veteran midfielder Casemiro rose to power home the equalizer. A defensive shape, no matter how well drilled, cannot hold its integrity forever. Continuous wide pressure eventually forces a team to sink deeper into their own box, inviting the very mistakes they were trying to avoid. By the final minutes of stoppage time, Japan was in full retreat, using a deep block to survive until the whistle and force extra time. Only goalkeeper Zion Suzuki remained as a viable barrier, having spent the half making a series of fingertip saves to keep the score level. But the constant stretching of the line eventually created a single fatal gap. Look at this pocket of space, the half space, that opened up between Japan's wide center back and their wing back. While others were rushing shots, Bruno Guimaraes saw the gap. He waited for the defense to shift one last time before sliding the ball into that specific pocket of space. Gabriel Martinelli took a single touch in that pocket and guided the ball off the inside of the post in the 96th minute. Brazil's victory was the result of physically compromising Japan's defensive structure. By pulling the canvas of the pitch apart, they forced a world-class defense into a shape it was never designed to hold.